All right, welcome everybody. Sorry for my guidance on this getting out so late in the day and so late in the month. I intended to have this guidance out way sooner than I'm getting it to y'all. So what we're going over real quick is that is contesting your tax assessed value here in Larimer County. Now, I know I sent out a note to everybody saying, hey, if you guys voted for higher taxes, then it might be time for you to either not contest your taxes because you voted for higher taxes, or for you to maybe not vote for higher taxes going forward if you're going to contest your value this year. And so that's just kind of a general guidance, right? Like, hey, if we all voted for things to cost more and now they're costing more, we should probably pay up. If we didn't vote for things to cost more, and they went up because our neighbors voted for them to go up and we don't want them to, maybe we contest our taxes. Anyway, it's a value judgment for you guys. You do your thing. But that's just kind of a general for me. All right. This process isn't easy. Last year and every previous year, it's been easy. I could pull some comps, send a letter. You guys could send it to the assessor. They'd review it. They've come up with this online system that's not super navigable. So I'll show you what we do. Here's the process. So as you can see, I pulled up my property, like Salza. Here we are, 133 2nd Street, right? Cool. Then we're going to go over here and we're going to say real property notice evaluation. I'm going to hit protest online. It says here, there's my schedule number, and I'm going to say protest online. Okay. So pretty simple so far. These three buttons down here, 2 comparables in subdivision, 43 comparables in neighborhood, and then or return all 43 properties. So nobody really knows, right? We can't tell what to do. Even me, I've gone through this process a few times with clients trying to help them out. And each time we click a button, we're like, well, I don't know what that's going to give us. So I'm doing my best here. This is just what I'm doing. You guys can pick to do it any way you want or not do it, but this is my system that I'm working on. And so this gives us here 145 2nd Street, 540, 125 3rd Street, 367. These are sales prices, right? Now let's look at our time adjusted sales price. That's at 609 and 500. So this one's funny, right? This sold in September of 2021 and it's worth 609 today. They bought it at 540 according to the assessor's office. I'm going to scooch my picture out of the way so we can look at the rest of this. The value of these houses, 525, 401, and 409. So it says that 133 2nd Street's the subject is worth 409. It says this house sold at 540, time adjusted sales price is 609. They're valuing it at 525. This one sold in 2020 for 367. They're saying it's worth time adjusted sales price 500, and they're valuing it at 401. What do those numbers mean? I have absolutely no idea, right? I can tell you sales price. I know what happened in the sales price. The time adjusted is them obviously giving it some inflation factor. We don't know the amount. They're all different. I've done the math on them and I can't come up with a consistent there. And then when I get to the 2023 value, I can't come up with a consistent ratio against sales price for that either. So I don't know all the algorithm that they're using behind the scenes. All I know is that the system I'm doing is I'm going through and collecting the subject. Most neighborhoods have more than what I'm doing, which is 2. I don't think this is going to be the best example, but I just select them all. Like anything that's on that short list, right? Let's get up to 10-ish and see what it looks like. So now we go, it gives us this wonderful sheet asking for more information. So what I do, rather than dive in here, because this is going to ask for properties not previously selected. So I selected 2. If you select 6 or so, then you could go back in through a public record search, an MLS search, a realtor.com search, whatever you want, and look for other sold properties that you think would help your value to be lower. And you can then also add in vacant mobile home and commercial sales into this section. So for me, I'm not doing that. I'm ignoring section 1. I'm ignoring section 2. I'm going right here, value estimate. I'm going to click one in there. I'm going to save one file here that I'll show you. I'm going to type in my reason here and I'm going to hit confirm. So let's go through that. All right, here we go. Sorry. Oh, I've got to go back to the actual properties. Yep. boom, boom. So I'm going to select these two, and then I'm going to take this information from here, right? I'm going to take this and I'm going to do some math because that's what I know to do. So I'm going to go to my fancy spreadsheet, and I'm happy to share this with you guys. You can make your own. It's not rocket science-y. It's just basic spreadsheet. And I'm going to say first property was 145 2nd Street. Let's go back to it. 145 2nd Street. Time adjusted sales price 609,876. So I have time adjusted 609,876. I think I may have done that wrong. No, I got it right. Okay, good. And I'm going to go with 2023 value of 525,900. 2023 value 525,900. Boom. Put this guy in two places. I'm using two different buckets. There's a reason. I'll get to it in a sec. So let's go back to our list. I'm going to click this. What kind of a house are we dealing with here? Let's take a look. We're dealing with a 3-bed, 1-bath house. So we've got 3 beds, 1 bath, and we have 1262 square feet. 3, 1, 1262. There we go. 3, 1, 1, 2, 6, 2. Boom. I could just copy those down. 1, 2, 6, 2. 3 bed, 1 bath. Boom. Okay. I'm gonna delete some. This is information from a couple other clients I've helped work through this, and so that's why you're seeing other information in there. Clear this out. Boom. Delete, 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 delete. All right. Let's go look at that other house now. Boom. Here we go. This one. Time adjusted sale price 500, 168, 1130 square feet. 500, 168, 1130. Back, take a look. And then we have 401,000, 401. And we go back to our 11. Oops, what was our number there? 1130. Okay, perfect. Okay, so all I'm doing here is I'm taking, we're going to look at the attributes of that house. Let's see what this guy was. This house was 2 beds, 1 bath. 2 beds, 1 bath. Let's come back to our fancy sheet. We go 2 beds, 1 bath. Go back up here. 2 beds, 1 bath. Great. The rest of this information is actually gone. We're just going to delete it out of my sheet. Okay. Since we only have 2 in this neighborhood, we're going this way. See my notes from another client here. All right. So what this is telling us is our subject property is building information, buildings 1. Let's go to actual building info, same as the other one. 3 beds, 1 bath. Cool. So we go to subject, we go 3 beds, 1 bath, 3 beds, 1 bath. Go back to our building information. Sorry, 1238. Building information, 1, 2, 3, 8. Boom. Building information, 1, 2, 3, 8. Boom. Okay. So simple enough, at least I think it is. So let's take a look at what did we just do. I went and reached into the assessor's own database and said, hey, if the assessor leans on time adjusted sales price, here's our 2. I'm using my finger and you guys can't see it at all, but I use this. Time adjusted sales price. There we go. There's the sales price of the 2 properties. Stick our other address in there, which is, what is that guy? 125 3rd Street. So this was 125 3rd Street. Okay. So I took these two properties out of the public record. I used the assessor's own data, which was time adjusted sales price or assessor's value. Then I look over here and I say, this one has 3 beds, 1 bath. This one has 2 beds, 1 bath. Here's our square footage. Here's our dollar per square foot for the homes. Here's our dollar per square foot for the homes, right? We have 2 different values over here. We have time adjusted and we have assessor value. So we have 2 different dollar per square feet, depending on which one the assessor is going to lean on, and we don't know. Obviously, they're looking at a date range in the past. So I'm using the math the same as, my value today versus their value today, and hoping that that has some relevance in their world, but you can't really tell. And then in some neighborhoods, you'll see things like I have dollars per bedroom and dollars per bathroom. So the reason this may become important is I've seen as I'm walking through this with a bunch of different clients, I'm seeing the assessor is comparing 5-bedroom, 4-bath houses to 3-bedroom, 3-bath houses, or in one case, 4-bed, 3-bath houses, all of them, compared to a 3-bed, 2-bath house subject. And so I'm like, all right, let's just for fun see what the difference in value per bedroom is, or difference in value per bathroom is. Here in Fort Collins, every bedroom is roughly $200,000. It's just what a house costs. So say 1-bed house is 200. If you can find one, 2-bed house is 400, 3-bed 6, 4. So anyway, that's kind of how we're seeing the world move. So that's, you can see dollar per bed, 203 and 250, dollar per bed, 175, 200. Dollar per bath. These guys each have 1 bath, so it's not going to be very helpful in this neighborhood, right? So in your neighborhood, it may become super valuable to see that information. And then when you're typing in the assessor's box, you can say, hey, I only have 3 bedrooms. All of the ones you're comparing me to have 4 bedrooms. Here's the value difference in that 1 bedroom. So you have to take some value off of my house because I don't have that bedroom. Or all these houses have 3 baths. I only have 2. You have to take some amount off. I had one client say, hey, I think a bathroom's worth 20 grand. We said minus 20 off of their price after we adjusted their square footage, and said, this is the value the house should be. We should be adjusting 20 grand for a bathroom and the other dollar per square foot adjustment down. So that's kind of how I'm walking through this with clients, trying to make some sense of it. Again, we're literally shooting this information out and getting 0 feedback. So there's no way to adjust and say, are we doing it right? It's a one-way process with 0 feedback. So I'm doing my best to try to help, but I may be doing it completely wrong. So we'll find out, I guess. Let's take a look back at my situation here. So it's got me valued here at 409,900. See that number, 409,900? I should have put that in my sheet here. My value, subject value, 409,900. Boom. Awesome. Let's do it here. 409. Boom. All right. So in most scenarios that I've been working on, this has not been the case, where the assessor's value of the comparable properties is 555 and the assessor's value of the subject property is 409. It's been the exact opposite. In most cases I've looked at with clients. Some of them $30,000, some of them $120,000. So it's a pretty, but this is the first one, and it happens to be mine, that is the other way around, where if I were to click through the rest of these buttons in here, which we'll walk through, it says continue, step 3 of 5, select your comparables. I would select a file here, and I would go to a sheet somewhere in here that I have saved. And I would say, hey, this is the value set I want to use. That value set is literally this sheet. So I'm going to put notes on this sheet. I'm going to share with the assessor their own information. I'm going to math their own information back to them. And I'm going to say, look, I am overvalued. I'm undervalued. I'm not going to send this into the assessor and say, please raise my taxes to this amount, or my tax value, my taxable value to this amount. But that's exactly what you're going to do when you click through here and you get to this spot. You're going to say, hey, look at my math. My math says you guys are overvaluing my house. Then in this description section, you're going to write overvalue. Can't read it, blah, blah, blah. Overvalue because dollar per square foot is too high compared to based on comparables, or I don't have the same bedrooms, or I have fewer bathrooms, or some other functional deficit, like no garage at my house and all these other houses have garages. And you might want to put in these notes minus 20 grand for this, minus 50 grand for this, or whatever your numbers are. If you're trying to think of square footage, like to just build today in Fort Collins, it's in excess of $400 a square foot to build. So that's kind of like, hey, if I'm missing 1,000 square feet times $400, that's a lot of money, right? So we're talking, that's a $40,000 difference in two houses. So I don't know if I did my math there right. I'm talking a little fast for my brain to hear me through my headphones anyway. But you get the point. Like if it's $400 per square foot and you're 100 square feet difference, then you'd be $40,000 difference in price. So that's what I would do. And then I'm going to come in this box right here and I'm going to type in the value I think my house should be. And then I'm going to hit confirm. It may not let me go. Yeah, I have to put in a description, blah, blah, blah. And then the next section goes blah, blah, blah. Here's what the next section looks like. An internal server error has occurred at the assessor's office. So I'd have to start over. I'm not going to start over. The next page says, I am who I say I am. Here's my email address. Here's my email address again. And I confirm that I recognize that if I contest this valuation, the assessor's office may increase my value, even though I'm providing information that says I think it should be less. So that's pretty cool. That's how the system is working. Sorry again for the late timeline to get this to you and for the clunky process. We've been working through this for a while, trying to find a linear, easy process to share with everybody to try to help you guys contest your taxes. It just isn't the system that it used to be. It used to be much more linear, much more user-friendly. We could provide information to clients. They could say, yep, here's my value. This is about the best I've got, right? We're talking dollar per square foot against the neighbors' houses that the assessor has already assigned value to. If they assign too high a value to your neighbors' houses, you dollar per square foot yourself against theirs, you might be higher. But if they assigned a lower price to your neighbors than you, then you might be the one who wins and you can contest it. And again, that giant caveat, I have no idea what they're doing on the other side of the system, right? All I know is I walked through it. I walked through it with a few clients, walked through it with a few more clients, and this is where we ended up with a fancy dollar per square foot spreadsheet to try to talk through, to try to help make sense of what the assessor is valuing houses at, and try to find some way to contest it. I hope it's helpful. If it is, great. If it's not, I'm sorry. And I hope you find help somewhere else. And if you want my little math sheet here, if you want this little math sheet, just ping me. We'll share it with you. It's a Google sheet, easy to share. So anyway, hope that's helpful. You guys have a great rest of your Monday night. And I'm going to stop sharing now. Bye.